We've been through this immense period of individualism in which we become these distinct individuals, far more so than our ancestors. Incredible transformation, it's been great. But it's also made us a little bit isolated, and we need to move on now. We've come from kind of being consciously one with each other in a kind of herd way. We've individualized so that we're now thinking for ourselves and being ourselves, and then we need to go through and become consciously one. So it's kind of a movement from unconscious oneness through conscious individuality to conscious oneness. And that is happening. It really is. It really is. The individualization that we still need to keep becoming more individual. That's not got to stop. But there's been a new movement, and you can see this in a million ways you miss. When so easy to miss. One of the things that strikes me is we are so much more compassionate as human beings to other human beings on the other side of the planet. People will never meet who are suffering, and yet not everyone, but large numbers genuinely care. They sense the fact that we're all human. There's a commonality. Throughout most of history, nobody cared. In fact, actually, you took advantage of your neighbors and your enemies and the other tribes, but not now. Now we're trying to get rid of that. We're trying to get rid of the differences between us just because we look different or we come from somewhere else. With nature, profound sense of interconnection arising. Interspecies compassion. Lots of people care about polar bears because they're in danger of being extinct. Why? Polar bears rip you to shreds. Tiger, rip you to shreds. But we care because there's a sense of, no, I know that, but underneath, we'll be such a loss because we're nature, and these are new things, and they're widespread. And then smaller, but really significant. More and more people are having this mystical sense of oneness with the universe. And when I started doing this 20 years ago, I talk about oneness, and most people had no idea what I meant. Now, most people I meet, which is a select group, of course, but the group of people I meet, they know what it means. Many of them have experienced it, some of them very profoundly. All of them want to experience it further. That's the process of becoming unividuals. And I think if we can name it, which is why I've given it that name, it helps us go, oh yeah, that is what's happening. So that's what I want. I want to develop my unividuality, and I want to start living as a unividual, which means still an individual. Nothing's gone. You haven't denied your humanity. You haven't got none of that stuff. You're an individual, but you're not just an individual. You're also recognizing that you're one with everything and everyone, and wanting to bring the love that arises from that into the world to deal with all of the suffering that we're in, and to help the evolutionary process, to play we are the universe now consciously evolving. Most of it's just happened unconsciously. We are the universe, we choosing to consciously evolve.